What a way to wrap up your week off work with a beautiful win against Southampton. And when I say beautiful, I don't. It wasn't the most magnificent win that we've ever had. It really wasn't the most magnificent win that we've ever had, and we certainly had some issues in that performance against Southampton today. And I'll go into a little bit of that as well. But I thought it was brilliant, and it's especially brilliant for me as well because I go back to work tomorrow after a week off, and I always like it when Arsenal have lost and I've won. Not because I've got anything personal against Arsenal, but my supervisor is an Arsenal fan, and every single time they perform well and we don't, that's pretty much my week of him just giving it, so trying to give it to us anyway, even though we're above them in the league by quite a way now. So it's always nice to have that. So I thank you again for that, Liverpool. But you've got to say, there were nervy times in that performance today, and I'm going to cover them first before we go into the positives. The nervy times, I thought, were obviously we were inviting a lot of pressure on at times. There was a lot of times where I'm waiting for it to go 1-1, and I did put this on the Vol app as well. Like I could feel like it was going to go 1-1 at one point, and this is where you've got to really credit Van Dijk coming back to Southampton, to St Mary's, put in a very, very good performance in my opinion. Joel Matip again is a part of that negative as well. Matip hasn't looked great a lot this year, and he hasn't. That's just a fact. And I was a big fan of Matip last year. I thought he was our better centre back, obviously with Lovren and issues that we had there. Right now, Matip actually looks like bottom of the pile, and he's not looking confident. He's making too many mistakes where the partner next to him is having to cover up. That's something that has to be sorted out. Maybe it is a confidence issue. Maybe getting the clean sheet today is going to hopefully help that as well. But I just felt that Matip right now isn't looking like one of our better centre-backs. Van Dijk definitely gets an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Definitely. Really, really good performance. Solid. And he looked confident. He looked like he was strutting around like he was when he was in his prime at Southampton. And I'm not saying he's at his best right now. I think he's getting back to that, though. Getting regular game time. It's only going to be a positive. I thought Alexander-Arnold had some brilliant passing, really good range of passing, good movement, very positive moving forward. Same with Robertson, pretty much the exact same with Robertson, to be fair. Robertson was very positive, moving the ball well, and he got back and defended well as well. While we're still in the back line, Karius. I slanted Karius a lot last year, and deservedly so in some respects. You know, obviously, when he had that performance against Bournemouth, when we lost 4-3, and I basically never got a run in the team until this year. Basically, he was brilliant, and he looks like he's getting better with more game time. I think his distribution's much better than Mignolet. I think his reactions are getting much better. He's looking a lot more confident. He's not looking like he's, losing attention. He seems to be staying much more alert than he used to be, because sometimes it looked like he could be caught lacking at times. But massive credit to Karius, because there were some chances today that needed his saves more than they should have been. I should say as well, because Southampton did create chances and we dealt with them very well. Midfield is a concerning area though, and I felt that a lot of it came from Wijnaldum. I just feel that, especially away from home, Wijnaldum just doesn't have it. And I know this isn't brand new news. This is stuff you could see happening with Wijnaldum when he was at Newcastle. When he was away from home, he didn't necessarily perform very well. When he was playing at home, he performed a lot better. At the moment with Wijnaldum, it's kind of leaking into the two. They're kind of like crossing over. And I thought when Oxlade-Chamberlain got substituted, I thought it was quite harsh. But because I thought that Ox and Emre Can were having to cover a lot of what Wijnaldum just wasn't doing. Summed up quite nicely by Wijnaldum by absolutely skying a shot on the edge of the box. Rose did it. So I mean, that's not a positive right there. But I thought the other two, Emre Can and Ox, had a pretty solid game. Mane again looks like he's getting better, but it's incrementally better. Like, it's not like he's making massive leaps. He's having better chances. He's taking some incredible shots. that if they go in, they would have been amazing, but they were getting blocked or he's missing them ever so slightly, going just wide. He looks like he's getting better, but he's not massively making massive steps, and that's okay. But as long as he can make an impact on like the Champions League games that's coming up as well, and against West Ham next week, difficult game, we've got to make sure that we're on it as well. But we've got to move on to Firmino and Salah. What can you say? What can you say? You can tell immediately as soon as that smile raises when I mention Firmino and Salah. They were both equally fantastic today. And I think Firmino probably just nicks man of the match for me, just purely because of, like, I just think that Firmino is so underrated by anyone that isn't a Liverpool fan at his link-up play to our front three and everything, and the midfield that's in behind as well. He links it all together, which is probably why when you see like Dominic Solanke play, you're not getting that link-up play as much, because he's not doing that. He's not that linchpin between the midfield. That was the word I was looking for, the linchpin between the midfield and the attack. And he does so much work for us. He does so much work for us. When you see his off the ball work, as well as his on the ball work that he's doing, linking Mane and Salah in as well. Salah was absolutely phenomenal as well. He was brilliant, and his goal and his assist was excellent as well. It is literally just Firmino just nicks it for me as man of the match. He really does, just nicks it. But either of them could have been, and they both got a goal and assist today in what was an important display. And this is kind of why I've left it so late doing the review, because it was so important to get this result, to get a good result, because it improves our goal difference. It then also makes sure that we're capitalising on hopefully people dropping points as well. So obviously we've seen Arsenal, lose, which you wouldn't think that would really impact us a great deal, but you've got to be looking down the line. So we've got 11 games left in the league, and if Arsenal started to make progress, they would be wanting to launch into that top four. Obviously Tottenham are still, I think, we're 2 points ahead of them at the moment. They're in fourth. You've got Chelsea, I think, are in fifth at the moment. Chelsea have still got to play tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. Can't remember who they're playing. You've had Man United play against Newcastle today. Man United got beat 1-0. And I watched that game and it did not look good, like from Manchester United point of view. And I'm not going to go in on Man United just because I'm a Liverpool fan, but if I'm looking at that as a Man U fan, I'm looking at that thinking, we've got to play like Chelsea and stuff in the next couple of weeks. You've got Champions League coming up, and it didn't. It just looked really negative. Looked very, very negative against a Newcastle team that is not doing very well, but they set up very well against Man United today. We're now 2 points away from Man United in second place. So we're 2 points ahead of Tottenham in fourth, 2 points away from Man United in second. From fifth to second, it is going to be incredibly tight, I think, all the way until the end of the season. We've still got Man United to play, we've still got Chelsea to play, but aside from those two games, the other 9 games that we've got left to play are what people will be calling winnable games. Those winnable games that did see us falter a little bit last year. That's where we've got to make sure we make our impact on this top 4. And in my opinion, we have to be looking to finish top 3 minimum, because I don't want us to be going through the knockout stage, the qualification games that we did this year against Hoffenheim and such like that. Let's try and clinch that third place at least. If we can get second, great. But top 3, I think, should be our minimum target. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, though. Apologies that it's a really late review, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm getting, I just wanted to leave enough time to sort of reflect on everything and see the position of where we are in the league right now. But I just think it's looking positive. We've got work to do. There were negatives today, but 2-0, you can't complain. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Just get your thoughts in there. That'd be absolutely awesome of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you so much again, and I will catch you later.